JTMiniatures. As I'm approaching 500 followers, I wanted to do a video thanking everyone for following along. I'm certainly no professional painter. In fact, I hadn't even touched a brush or a miniature prior to 6 months ago. Around Christmas time, I found myself with some extra time in my hands. I wanted to figure out a hobby that would work for the space that I had available in my office at home. And I thought back to what I enjoyed as a kid, and I have a vivid memory of going into a local card shop. This would have been the late 80s, and in the back of the card shop there were some gaming tables, and they had a display shelf with some very, well, now I'd call them ugly miniatures, and a small hardcore group of people that like to play Warhammer. I think it was Warhammer Fantasy at the time. I remember being really enraptured by the miniatures and just the color and the models, and they looked like a lot of fun. And I tried getting into the hobby at that point, and I was, a young teen, and just asking at the front counter if I could get some information. I was trying to buy one of the miniature sets. I was absolutely stonewalled at every go. Like, they just did not want to give me the time of day. In fact, I vividly remember one of the store employees telling me that Warhammer wasn't for kids, and that basically I wasn't welcome in the shop, like, buy some gum or get the hell out. And it really soured me to it, and I honestly have never really thought about Warhammer since then, though I have come across the lore in a couple places here and there over the years. And more recently I got into being a big fan of Total War games, the Warhammer series on Total War, and that led me back to the hobby in a strange way. But yeah, again, like Christmas time, trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to be doing with my extra time. Hey, I'm older now, why don't I give Warhammer a try? Without really knowing what I was doing or getting into, I just bought a couple of starter boxes for Age of Sigmar, and a very modest set of paints and some horrendously cheap brushes that I immediately regretted, and just started painting miniatures. It was soon after that the pandemic hit, so I actually haven't played a single game of Warhammer or Age of Sigmar, and I've just been relegated to painting. But I've enjoyed my time. So in the 6 or so months since I bought my first set, I've somehow banged out almost 200 miniatures at this point. I think I did a little hand count the other day, and I was at 165. I did just grab the new Indomitus box, so I'm sure I'll be pinning those up in the next couple of weeks. So I wanted to just put a video together to let you guys know who I am, and thank you all for following. The video that's playing right now is a Primaris Lieutenant that I was painting up earlier today. It's really not even my best miniature I've painted, but it's what I had in front of me, and I decided to roll the camera. And I'm sure there's a lot of techniques you're seeing me use that are probably terrible and bad form, but again, I've only been doing this for a couple of months, and I'd like to think that in those short few months I can certainly paint up a tabletop-ready miniature pretty well, and I'm getting better all the time. Though now that I'm watching this video in playback, I regret some of my choices already. I had hoped to use some Nuln oil for the shading, and the only one I had left on me was the gloss version of the Nuln oil, and it just does not look great on that particular miniature. But yeah, so currently I am working on a Dark Angels army. I really enjoy the fluff and the lore. I'm hoping to convert the Indomitus box once I get it into a Dark Angels army, and someday I'll even get to play a game or a round or two with some friends who are also into Warhammer, if this pandemic ever ends. But yeah, so here's my little journey as I try to figure out what it is I want to be as a content creator, and I certainly want to keep painting miniatures and hopefully getting better and progressing, and maybe I can share some tips along the way. I have no desire to be a Golden Demon Award winning professional miniature painter. I just do this for myself. I find it very meditative and very enjoyable in the evening hours, just to relax with a podcast or a book on tape, or really just some music playing, and just sort of zone out and paint my little miniatures. There's some absolutely amazing content creators in this hobby, and I definitely have to thank all the ones I've discovered and come across, especially those that are content creators on YouTube that are constantly putting out either tutorials or just lore information dumps that keep me entertained, but also give me a lot of knowledge. So people like Kirioth or 2Plus Tough, Wolflord Rowe, many Wargaming Studios, Sam Lenz, Miniac, Goobertown Hobbies. I mean, all these guys have really helped me progress very quickly from knowing nothing about miniature painting to being able to paint a tabletop ready miniature in an hour or so, to a level that I'm certainly happy with. Again, not professional by any means, and that's not what I'm trying for, but I always like trying out new techniques, and a lot of these content creators are constantly putting out just A-plus quality work. So really thank all of them for doing what they do and inspiring not just me, but I'm sure a lot of people that have gotten into this hobby because of them. So that's where we're at. And if I remember, I'll post the final version of whatever it is I'm working on right now, this Primaris Lieutenant, tomorrow on Instagram, so you can see how it all ends up here. I don't think I actually get through all of it in this particular video, but if you're interested, tune in tomorrow on Instagram, and I'm sure I'll have the finished model up. But with that, so yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been great. I haven't used Instagram really at all for years. I started an account when it first came out, and I forgot about it. But when I started putting miniatures together, I decided to start it back up, and just in a short amount of time, I've gained almost 400 plus followers from what I originally had. So for all you crazy people who somehow enjoy what I'm doing, I appreciate it. Thanks for the likes, thanks for the follows, and I hope to keep putting content out daily, if not every other day, then at least once or twice a week. So thanks, appreciate everyone's patronage, and thanks for liking what I do.